this is Katie, and thank you for joining me on the My Senses, My Space podcast. And today I wanted to talk about just something really important, and it just spoke to me that I needed to talk about this today, is connection wins, and the many, many ways that we can connect to other living beings in this world. I think really strongly that it all comes down to the connection that we have with ourselves. Like, we really have difficulty connecting with others if we're having trouble connecting with ourselves. And what can this look like? This is, listening to ourselves, listening when we have like this gut feeling that something may not be right, that we need to speak up, that we need to change something, that it could be just an everyday thing that just is like, this isn't working. I need to do something different. And when you listen to that, you form a better form of trust. And I think that's what connection really boils down to, is this trust and this love that is exchanged. And you can do that within yourself. You can trust what you're saying, trust what you're feeling, trust that if something big needs to shift in your life, that it's time to do so. And if you're not feeling that huge nudge, then maybe it's not time to change anything. Maybe it's time to stay the course, and as long as you're safe. And I laugh because it's a very serious thing to go, am I safe in this moment? I guess it was a nervous laugh that I had. It's something to say like, I am safe. I can get through these hard times, but I don't feel like a big major shift should be happening right now. That could put me more in danger, or more in a spot where I would not be able to handle something. And to know that about yourself, to know that deeply and go, this is right for me. This feels really right. It's not up to other people. What you get to do is up to you. So when we have these feelings of trust and this anchoring into who we are, and to go about our daily lives knowing what is best for us and knowing what our needs are, that I think is really important. And also, as we go throughout our lives, we see how love and connection is modeled all around us. And love and connection can take so many different forms, right? It doesn't have to be all lovey, kissy, high touch type, connections, because there are a lot of us out here that's not our thing, and that's okay. We can see how love can form in so many different ways, and we can decide what form we want to express that in. So there are like love languages, if you've read about those, where we do have kind of some tendencies to show love in certain ways. Like for me, I love giving the gift of service, sometimes gifts, but not so much. But I really like to do something really nice for somebody, to know that the weight of deciding things or arranging things is kind of taken off somebody's shoulders. Maybe because that's what I really like as well. So when I show this to somebody, I can say, like, hey, I did this really nice thing for you. Or I can just say, hey, I took care of this for you. And they can go, oh, wow, that's so helpful. Thank you so much. But they're going to have a different love language too. So keeping in mind, like, I can do things that I like to give, but I also can do things that they like to receive. And so when we're in those situations, like, how can we form these connections where we're giving and receiving? And it means a whole lot to each other to be doing that, or, what's the point, right? You can be kind. You can be kind and do nice things for people, but there's something deeper about sharing that with friends and family and loved ones and saying, hey, I think our relationship, whatever form that takes, friendship or romantic or whatever that is to you two, I want to connect in this way, and I want to see if that suits you as well. And I value this so much that I want to keep this going. You are a huge support to me, and I want to be a huge support to you. I think a lot of it also comes down to not much judgment, right? When you have these solid connections, you feel safe to say things that you may have felt judged in the past. Like if you say like, hey, I like this certain thing, or I tend to do this and I'm kind of embarrassed about it. Like, how is that received by others? And when you get around people that, really are just like, hey, you can do what you want. That's, as long as you're being safe and kind to others, we all support whatever route it takes that you live your life. Then having, less judgment in that and just feeling safe and feeling accepted is a huge connection win, right? Of just knowing that your community and your friends are just like, yeah, be yourself. Be yourself. If you need to stim, if you are autistic, if you need to jump around, or if you have a really busy brain and you need to process a bunch of things, if you need to verbally kind of say, hey, can I dump this out a little bit so I can verbally process it with you? Can I tell you a little bit about my experience to see, hey, can I trust that I'm feeling like something's wrong here? And can I feel like I won't receive judgment about that? That's a huge connection win right there, right? But it comes from having a community of people who have that interconnection with themselves already to say, yeah, whatever you say, I will feel strong in myself if you feel strong in yourself. And having connections to your loved ones, how can we slow down and experiencing what is around us? I know we get such busy lives. We get so caught up in our busy lives, and we'll just jump from one thing to the next, and that can be really hard to connect when it's just having a very fast-paced life. But there are times when we can slow down and we can see hey, let's just experience this moment together. Let's have some fun together. Let's play a little bit together. And play can just be, playing a game, literally. It can be doing an art project together. It can be doing a quick tidy of something and then sitting down and cuddling. It can be, focusing on a task together and experimenting with that. So say you're doing some gardening and you're like, well, I don't know where this should go. But when you're with someone else there and having hey, we're both tackling this problem together and we want to create something beautiful together, and then having each other's input and seeing how it all turns out even better than if just one person made all of those decisions, is a huge connector, right? Then you can go back and look at that accomplishment and that project and go, wow, we did that together. And I felt really connected to you when that was happening. So how can you improve your connections? What are ways that would really help to say, like, I want to connect with you on a deeper level, or I want to start connecting with you. Like, it could be a brand new friendship or a brand new experience with someone. And it could be that you're just stepping into like a relationship of some kind. And it takes vulnerability. It takes showing some of your real self, but also knowing how you're going to handle that if possibly you're going to be rejected. We all get rejected from all people out in public, right? If we are navigating through our lives and we find that, hey, that person, we're total strangers, but they're not liking me. I'm not their best friend either. We're going to move on, right? There's those situations, and that's okay. Not everyone's going to like you. And there are people out there, though, who understand you, especially in the neurodivergent community. I almost feel like there's this like sixth sense of when you come across someone who is also neurodivergent, even if they know it or not, or if they have been diagnosed or not, there's just like this feeling of, oh, you understand quirkiness. You understand being different. You understand a lot of things. And in the chronic illness industry, in the chronic illness communities as well, of just going, you know what hard times means. You know how difficult it can be. You know what spoons means. You know what it takes to do some of the simplest things and have difficulty with that. And it's that level of acceptance. And many, many different communities. I mean, it just goes out from there. Those are the communities that I am part of. And I can feel like when someone understands that. But there's a lot of other communities that have the same feeling. It's like, oh, you go through this too. You know what that feels like. And there's this automatic connection in that. That means I can open up more and feel more vulnerable and share some more experiences that I've gone through because you understand, and we can form this bond in that way. So it does take time to find people like that, but know that if you're not feeling that kind of connection, there are communities out there who will. There's communities out there who will, especially ones who are really safe and accepting and are not trying to go after any other groups. They're just saying, no, we'll be a safe and protected community here for you to share what you need. So I hope that helps. And thank you for joining me. And I'll see you next time on the My Senses, My Space podcast.